Today's question comes from Robert in California. He visits and says, we're on baby step 3B, saving up for a down payment on a house, debt-free, except the house, and have our emergency fund in place. Trying to figure out what we can afford. I know you say house payment should be around 25% of your take-home pay on a 15-year fixed-rate mortgage, but houses in Southern California, where we live, are so expensive. What do you suggest for hot markets like ours? We feel like we can't find anything reasonable that's going to fit in that range. Robert, if you live in California, or you live Southern California, or you live in San Francisco, or you live in Manhattan, they do not issue a pass on mathematics. Math doesn't count. You're in California. Sorry, it counts. And the bottom line of our guideline is simply this. Regardless of where you live, whatever reason you use, and however valid the reason is or isn't, if you end up with a house payment that is a large percentage of your take-home pay, you're going to struggle financially. Duh. We call that house poor. And if you want to be house poor and blame it on Southern California real estate prices, it's a reasonable blame. I mean, yeah, prices are high. The thing is, can you afford to live there? If you don't make enough to live there, then we've got another issue. And, there are people that do not make enough money to live in Manhattan. It's too expensive. There are people that don't make enough money to live in X neighborhood, whatever neighborhood you want to name, or whatever city or sub-city or borough or county or whatever. It's too expensive. So the thing is, you either, you cannot tie up 40-50% of your income just because you live in an expensive area. That means you don't make enough to live in that area, is what it says. And so it's up to you. You can do whatever you want to do. But I can tell you that it is very difficult to prosper financially when you get a house payment that's north of 30% of your take-home pay. You can qualify for that much, and people do it all the time, and they rationalize it, but they don't prosper financially because they're so far in debt they can't breathe. The house owns them. They don't own it. The house becomes a curse rather than a blessing. You don't get a pass on math because you live in an expensive market. And we've got some of these other markets that the prices are just exploding. Phoenix is exploding. Denver's gotten really expensive. And, there's entire articles and studies being done on the people to work at service-type jobs cannot afford to live in Silicon Valley, so they're having to ship in people to work at service jobs because you can't afford to live there. I mean, it's a multi-bazillion-dollar market, as an example. And it's just, you can't afford to live there. You can't afford to live there. And this is a micro of that same discussion. And so you got to decide, are we going to live in a house in an area with a bit of a commute, or in an area that's not necessarily our first choice in order to prosper financially? Or does this make us stop and say, well, we don't really make enough to live here? Maybe we need to think about that. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Me and my fiance are getting married. We're just doing a one-on-one ceremony, me and her, in about a month. And we had decided to fund this ourselves, and our budget was around $10,000 to $12,000. In the initial discussions, I was going to bring X amount of money. She was going to bring a significant portion, so I was going to bring around $2,500. She was going to cover the rest. When we had this discussion, when we planned this, I had decided, I had budgeted based on projected income for the month of January and how much margin I would have in my budget. That did not come to fruition, and it's created a strain because I'm not able to contribute the portion that I thought I would be able to. I'm in a very tight budget right now. I will follow that up with, I am bringing debt into this marriage. From the second we'd even discussed marriage, she's had a full look into my finances. She sees what I spend. There's nothing hidden. And we have agreed that when we combine our finances when we get married, that we're going to do the Ramsey plan to bring the debt, to attack the debt that I'm bringing into the marriage.
Sure.
So a couple things, there is a lot of shame and guilt on my end too.
Sure.
And on her end, I think there might be some, not necessarily resentment building, but I don't want that to happen. And yesterday there was kind of some expression of that. And
well, let me ask you a quick question. She's fully aware of your finances, and which means she's probably very fully aware of your work and how you get paid, and that sounds like you had no control over this income. So she's disappointed, yes, but does she understand the circumstances by which the money hasn't come in like you thought it would?
Yes, and that's kind of the question.
All right, second question. I thought, and I don't know if, George, you heard this, so I'm coming to you, Jason. I thought you started off the call by saying we're having a one-on-one wedding.
Yes, sir. We're eloping.
So why is it $12,000?
Yeah, I don't understand.
This was the kind of the dream that she had, and what we had thought we could budget for. And so there's been deposits placed, airline tickets placed, SIM money already spent. That would be really hard to sort of bring up. And
okay, so hold on a second. Hold on. So she had a vision for a wedding, and now we can't afford it, so now we're opting for the one-on-one at the courthouse?
Well, no, it's still affordable. Just the portion that I was supposed to afford is no
I just don't
there.
understand, George.
So what
why we're
changes
spending
now?
$12,000.
Let's say you can't give this $2,500. You can't give a dime. What changes about this wedding a month from now? What can't we do that we said we were going to do?
Well, that's exactly my question. We can do it, and per our conversation last night, the sort of thought is just get it done. But my question is more relational. I don't want there to be any harbored resentment or doubt from her because I was not able to uphold my end of the bargain.
Here's the third question. Is there a pattern of you making a promise, telling her something, and then it not coming to fruition? Or are you letting her down? Is this the first time this has happened?
As far as I know, absolutely not, no. And 100% transparency, no.
Have you told her about this yet? Just be honest with her and say, "Hey, listen, I was expecting this income."
Oh yeah, they talked about.
So she's already, but she expressed some, disappointment. She was upset about it, and she's obviously pretty. There's a lot of emotion already with planning a wedding and doing this, even if it's just one-on-one. It's a big life change, and I think this just probably triggered something inside of her. Going, this man, is he going to be able to provide? Is he going to be able to be the partner and leader that I need him to be? So it's probably causing some bigger questions in her mind. And I think that's worth a second conversation with her.
Okay. And it's the shame that I'm feeling as well. And I guess I'm just curious about how to best approach that.
Well, okay. I think that
what tangibly I can do between now and then to.
Okay. So we can't really answer that until we understand what happened. What is the nature of your job? Or could you share with us briefly the circumstances that led to you not getting paid what you projected that you might? What happened?
Very easily. I do two things. I'm a field inspector and I sell real estate. And my field inspection job is my main source of income. I make basically just enough to pay my bills to get by with that. And then real estate, I switched brokerages back to a brokerage that I have been affiliated with before. So when I made this change, we discussed it. I said, hey, I can either focus my attention at this real estate and see the benefits from that 3 to 6 months from now. I've done that before. I know what it looks like. Or I can, in the immediate, in the next 3 months, go get a job doing whatever on the side to stack cash for this elopement. And we decided that the first option was how I would proceed. There was about a $2,000 job through this field inspection job that I do that I was anticipating and told would happen in January, and that money was earmarked for the elopement, and that work never came to fruition through the company that I'm working with.
Okay, so you have another month to go. Is this wedding in March?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
So you can go do a side gig, one of these, kind of a Instacart, Uber Eats, whatever it is. You can go sign up for one of those and go make $500 a week until the wedding.
Okay, and that was my thought. Okay, hey,
do whatever it takes. I think that'll prove to her that you're serious about this.
Yeah, I get it. George, that's a great suggestion. Jason, honestly, bro, you've got some self-belief issues.
Okay.
So that's going to need to be dealt with, number one. But the best way to kind of deal with this, you're down in the dumps. Dude, you sound like what maybe a balloon that's lost all its air would sound like if it were talking. That's what you sound like. And I'm not making fun of you. I'm saying that's what it sounds like. You sound so deflated. But George is right. Bro, you can make $2,500 between now and that wedding day, and I would start doing it.
Okay.
Now, sell something. If you can't sell something and come up with $300, go sell it for somebody else. Go to all your friends. I mean, I'm telling you, bro, like this is your chance to feel good about yourself. I understand why you're deflated. But man, this is an opportunity for you to go, wait a second. I can earn $2,500 between now and wedding day, and I'm going to absolutely die trying. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to find all the ways to do it. And that's all I'm doing. I'm waking up going, I've got you need a poster board in your bedroom on your mirror looking at some type of a thermometer that people do, like $2,500 or bust.
If there's 35 days for the wedding, say I'm going to make $100 every day, no matter what, come hell or high water.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's go. And then here's the deal. And then enter into this marriage all in with your wife to be on the baby steps. How can let's give them a wedding gift, George. What should we do?
Ooh, I love it. I think Financial Peace University for the two of you would be great, along with Breaking Free from Broke for you specifically, Jason. Read the Margin is Breathing Room chapter. I've got 10 ways to make more, 10 ways to spend less. If you do both of those things, you're going to find that margin to save up. And I want you to have that next conversation, not with a mopey attitude, but with optimism, with an excitement, with an enthusiasm that she goes, oh my gosh, this is a new Jason.
That's right. And tell her, I'm going to come up with the $2,500, babe. Don't worry about it. I may not see much of you, but it's going to be a great wedding.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
Caitlin joins us up next. She's in Arizona. Caitlin, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How can we help today?
Yeah, I just had a quick question in regards to overcoming a negative mindset. So I'm 29. I live out in Arizona. I'm a single mom. And as you know, our housing market has been Giselle intense, to say the least. And I'm paying about 60% of my take-home pay in rent.
Ouch.
I can't buy in this market. I don't make enough. I pulled down to about 40 last year. And I just feel like I'm spinning my wheels, and that treading water feeling is really starting to get to me. So I was hoping you could provide some insight on that if possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, Caitlin, I'm like, I would feel that too if more than half the paycheck is going to housing. That's a big chunk. So tell me a little bit more about kind of the situation, because you are obviously in a more expensive, I don't know if it's an area or apartment or what it is. Is there other options for you to change locations just to at least catch your breath and bring it down to at least, we recommend 25, 30%, but even if it went down to 35%, that would change your world.
Right. Yeah. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment right now, and I pay about $2,000 a month. I had looked at going down to a 1-bedroom. The only trouble with that, it would only save me maybe $300 a month, but I actually work from home. So and I have my son here with me too. So I don't know how we would make that work.
Yeah, no, 2-bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah. So the
have you
beds, I haven't. Oh, sorry.
I was going to just say, have you driven, 20 miles either direction of where you currently are just to see other prices?
Right now, I'm already kind of on the edge of what I would consider to be a safe area. So
okay.
I can look maybe a little bit deeper into Phoenix, but I just want to make sure we're still safe and everything's good like that. So I work remotely, so I could probably buy in other states and other markets, but my son's father's here, and I really just don't want to leave my home state. So
for sure.
Understandable.
And how much do you make a year?
I pulled down about 40 last year.
Okay.
What are you doing for work?
I work at a call center for an insurance company.
Okay. So there's only two ways we can go about this. I mean, we can spend less and we can make more. So do you have any payments in your life that we can get rid of? Do you have any debt?
I don't have any debt. I do have that going for me. I don't have any debt, and I do anticipate my income going up. I had a conversation yesterday with my supervisor that made me feel like maybe something close is on the horizon for getting my pay up. I think it's just this waiting period between making more money and trying to find something cheaper to rent. It's mentally been draining me, I think. But
for sure. Well, especially as a single mom. I mean, you got how old's your son?
He just turned 6.
Oh.
His name's Mason. I think he might be listening.
That's awesome. Well,
Way
hi,
to go,
Mason.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, you're doing an incredible job, Caitlin. I mean, the hard thing is it's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's just that the numbers are kind of stacked against you. And so, like George said, an option of bringing in more. I mean, right now the job market is just insane. And so I would push and look to see if you can even, I mean, 40 grand, you're doing fine. But man, people are paying just insane amounts of money right now for jobs. And since yours is not like very specifically specialized, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you could do all sorts of things, even with the experience that you've had in this insurance role. So, I don't know if it's looking for something else or a different apartment, but one of those two things really probably it needs to shift for your own sanity, Caitlin. You know what I mean? Like,
even
to have
temporarily.
to have the numbers work for you. It's going to be a big deal.
Do you have an emergency fund, Caitlin?
I do, yeah.
Okay, 3 to 6 months in there?
I still have my baby one. I have a $1,000 emergency fund, and then I have about $4,000 in my actual emergency fund, so I still need to build that up.
Okay. I think building that up may help with a little bit of that financial peace and anxiety about what if something happens, if one check doesn't come in, what are we going to do? And if you get that in place, then I'm going to start saving up for a house slowly. And I know it's hard because there's not a lot of margin right now, but that feels like it's the long-term goal, and I'm hoping that all of this craziness is not forever. And so a year from now, hopefully we're looking at a very different picture. And you are work from home, and so that does open you up, but I know you've got to still stay close to home because of the situation with your son. And so there's not a ton of options here other than let's look at the budget. Let's do a budget audit. Where can we save every single insurance premium, every single expense? I'm going through that with a fine-tooth comb going, how can I shave off $10, $20, $30?
Yeah, absolutely. And then the income, income and apartment situations would change too,
Yeah.
But you're doing a great job, Caitlin. You really are. You're doing a great job for where you're at. Incredible. No debt. You have savings. I mean, all of it. You really are. But that 60%, that hurts me.
It's a tough situation. Mm-hmm. And this inflation stuff, I mean, it's hitting people all over their pocketbooks, from rent to gas to food. And so you just batten down the hatches and let's get to work. Let's get the second job if we have to. Let's trim the subscriptions that we're not using right now. And all the little luxuries that we once enjoyed might need to go away temporarily.
Yeah, for a season, because they're saying, I read a report and they think in the next 18 months with just even the supply chain, all of that. But I'm like, I mean, the hard thing is after 2 years, I've just learned, who knows? Like,
who knows? That's right.
I remember April of 2020 doing Instagram lives. I did one like every other day just to answer questions. And I remember I said, "Hi guys, I think by August this will all be over. It's all going to be over."
Here we are.
So I'm not predicting anything, but I think you just have to prepare with where we're at, the reality of what's going on. And what sucks is that means cutting back some because the numbers, everything is going up.
Yeah. And if you're single, you don't have kids, there's more options because we can go, all right, let's get you a roommate. Now, it's more difficult when you have a family, when you've got kids involved. It's not that simple.
Right.
But if you work from home, that can open you up to a lot of options too. And you may not want to live on the outskirts of town, but temporarily for a year, if we have to sign that lease to go, all right, we can now breathe and still hit our other financial goals, I'm okay with that.
And it's amazing what peace of mind even does, right? Like, we can talk about the numbers and the percentages and all of that all day long, but there is just something to be said about when you do have margin, it gives you a level of peace, like a level of like, you can take a breath. And sometimes it's worth the things you never thought you would do. I never would live this far from wherever, right? People make these claims. And then when life starts hitting you and you think, okay, is it now I would rather live farther away and actually have peace of mind and margin and enjoy life a little bit more than everything just getting sucked out of the paycheck.
There's so much out of our control too. And so I always like to go, what is in my control?
Yeah.
So in Caitlin's situation, if I'm anyone listening right now, I'm going, all right, let me make a list of ways I can make more and ways I can spend less. I'm going to make a list of 5 things and I'm going to go, okay, which one can I go do this week, this month? And just start trying things. What can I sell on Facebook Marketplace that's been sitting in the closet for a while? What is that second job I can take for a few months to just supplement my income temporarily.
Yeah.
And so if you start doing all of that, and that's why I love the budget audit, it's kind of a real nerdy thing, but you go, man, I'm way overpaying for auto insurance. Let me connect with Xander, and oh my gosh, I just saved $100 right there. And you start doing that in all areas. We've talked about this on your show, Rachel, with cable and internet. And how can we start shaving all of this down, our phone bills, to where now we have $200 a month in margin, and we can breathe a little bit. And it's not easy. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's
no, but it's the stuff that's the kind of the auto draft, the auto pay, where you're just like, oh, and then you look up 2 years, and you're like, wow, I've never pushed on that or seen that. You know what I mean? And doing that, it gives you some more margin.
Yeah, you got to advocate for yourself and get yourself in a better financial position, and that's why our plan works in good times and bad. I mean, imagine if she had all these debt payments looming in her life.
Yeah. Great work, Caitlin. You've done a great job.
Good job.
Jordan is in Greenville, South Carolina. Hi, Jordan. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi. I owe $11,000 on a car that doesn't run, and I can't afford to fix it, and I really don't know what to do.
Ouch.
Why can't you afford to fix it?
I just don't have the money.
All right, follow-up question. Why don't you have any money?
Well, I am working. It's just a car that I got back in high school, and my parents were getting me the car, but I'm having to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
how much would it cost to fix?
$10,000.
Who said?
We've got lots of estimates around my area, and it's been to multiple body shops.
So you got in a wreck and didn't have insurance?
No. Basically, they've told me the make and model of my car is not working anymore. Like, they put a bad piston in it, and
you don't go to a body shop for that. That would be a mechanic, not a body shop.
All kinds of mechanics and people.
Okay. So, what do you get? What do you make a year?
Monthly about $1,500 to $1,800.
What do you do?
I'm an interior designer and a chef at a fine dining restaurant.
No, you're a sous chef.
Yes, sous chef. Yes.
Yeah, chefs don't make $1,800. Okay. At fine dining anyway. So what are you, 23?
22.
I'm sorry?
22.
22. Okay. Good guess, Dave. Like you've done this before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you have a roommate? Or you live at home?
I live at home.
So you don't have overhead, and you bring in...
No, I don't.
You bring in $1,800 a month. Where does that money go?
I've been paying off my car with it, saving it. I have about $4,500 saved up. I just recently signed up for Financial Peace University, and I'm on baby step 2.
Good for you.
But I still owe $11,000.
And is that your only debt? Is your car?
I have $1,000 in medical bills.
Okay, good. Okay. And you're working a lot.
Yes.
And not making any money.
No.
The life of a chef, a sous chef. Okay.
Yeah, and an assistant.
Yeah. Are you putting in more than 40 hours?
I'm not sure, because
how are you getting to work?
I think I'm borrowing my mom's car right now because her and my stepdad work at the same job.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like you've got a wonderful support system. You've got a place to live while you fight your way through this, and you've just got a horrible car situation. You're being very smart. You're taking a class on how to handle money. Very smart. You've saved up $4,500. Very smart. So the weak spot in your story, me looking in from the outside, is your income.
Uh-huh.
You don't make any money.
Yeah.
So, is your dream to be a fine dining chef?
No, I went to school for interior design, and when I got out of school, I instantly went into a design company where I am now the designer's assistant. But
and that's your day job?
She cannot pay me. Yes.
And what do you make? What do you make at that?
$15 an hour. It's the same amount, but that is under the table because I'm just her assistant. Like, she works by herself.
Okay. So, two different areas of your life we've got to work on. Your long-term play is you need a path for interior design that's not $15 part-time under the table.
I did get my degree in interior design.
Okay, great. So you're completely underpaid and underemployed there. Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, your other job is an underpaid job as well, just by the nature of what it is. And so what we've got to do is we got to get your day job cooking better, much better interior design day job, and a much better night job. And sous chef's not it, because you need $3,000-$4,000 a month coming in, and you can solve this problem real quick.
Yeah.
But you're starving to death.
Yeah.
So let's work on the two sides of your career. Go get a much better part-time job than sous chef. Sous chef's not your dream anyway. It's hard freaking work. It's hot back there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some of the hardest, thankless jobs. The chef gets all the credit, and you do all the work. And most sous chefs are chef wannabes, and it's their dream to be a big-time chef. You don't even want to do that, and so with that in mind, that job sucks completely.
I have a passion for it.
I know, but you need to go do something where you can make some money, kiddo.
That's right. And
now,
raise your sights in the interior design side of things. You've got a degree. You've got some experience. You're very creative as a sous chef. All that creativity is what you love. But Dave's right. You've got to say, if I've got to go work for a construction company and stage rooms, I'm going to do that for a season.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's good money doing that.
That's right. Why? Because we want to get out of this financial hole. The good news is you're often running on the baby steps. So glad you're doing that. But we're going to make the move right now to get stable in the now, and you're not in any way forfeiting your dream of interior design. So that's the key. You can always get back to that, but right now we've got to get more money coming in. That's going to change everything for you.
Yeah, I want you to go pick up 3 jobs, a new interior design job that's 1,000 times better than the one you got, and 2 part-time jobs that pay big money. And I want you to work all the time and get you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month coming in. And all of a sudden, this car issue will evaporate. And by the way, I'm not buying that you owe $11,000 on a car that needs $10,000 worth of repairs.
I don't either.
I'm just an old redneck that turns wrenches, and so don't believe it. I just don't believe it. And so I think there's something else to do here. You may want to junk the car and get what you can get for it with a little bit of work, but you probably get $3,000 or $4,000 for anything that's running. And then just talk to the bank about you paying the difference, and then work your way through that, and go get you a junker car, a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 car that you pay cash for. Then start working your debts off. But you've got to work twice as much as you're working at much better jobs. That's the solution to your situation. And I need to hear more of a roar in your voice. You sound really, really, really like you're 16. I want you to go, get after it, kiddo. You've got some skills, and all this stuff keeps happening to you. And I want you to rise up and go happen to this stuff. You got some stuff. You can go do this.
I agree. You know what? Here's a practical example of that Dave's giving you here. Listen, get your dad or your uncle or friends that know some good old boy that's been working on cars for longer than you've been alive times 3, and have him look at it. Let's really dive into this thing. That's taking some action.
Yeah. You got to happen to these things. You've kind of accepted one job, accepted another. No, you need to go get some stuff. And that's going to put you in this situation. You need income is what you need bad, and you need a better solution on the car than $10,000 to fix it. Get it limping, get it sold, get out from under it, move on to the next thing, get you a $3,000 car to drive. This is the Ramsey Show.
Jonathan joins us up next in Vancouver, Washington. Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How can we help today?
Yeah, so I am currently a 19-year-old full-time working, full-time college student. I just bought a car in March of this year, and I don't pay a dime for college because I work through FedEx, and FedEx pays for all of my college. Yeah, so I've been working since I was about 16 years old, and I have had a little bit of a spending issue, and I only have about $2,000 in my savings account. So I was wondering if you guys could give me some ways to budget my money better and just say, my friends ask me to go out, say no, and have that what's the word I'm looking for?
Discipline?
Yes.
Yeah. So George is the money guy. Let George work on the old budget for you. I'm curious, what are you spending the money on? Do you think like what are your major areas of expenditure?
Yeah, so I actually refinanced my car. I was paying an arm and a leg a month, about $400 a month just for the car payment alone, and another $270 just for my insurance. So I just refinanced the car, and a lot of it was going to my bills. I'm very independent. I'm on my own phone plan. I pay for my own gas, my own groceries, a lot of things. The stuff that I do save, and I have quite a bit left over at the end of the month, I just spend on impulse decisions, like impulse buys.
Okay. So, Jonathan, what are you making right now?
I make $22.90 an hour and about $40,000 a year.
Wow. While being in school full time?
Yes.
When do you graduate?
I'm planning on graduating 2026.
Okay. So you just started?
Yes, sir.
And what career field are you looking to get into?
Law enforcement.
Okay. So you have $2,000. You've been working for 3 years. Now you're a young guy. And you said you paid cash for this car, so you don't have the car payment anymore?
No, I actually do have the car payment.
Explain that. You said you paid cash for the car.
Oh, no, I did not pay cash. I put a $3,000 down.
Okay, well, that's very different. What's the car worth?
It's worth about $20,000 right now.
Okay, and what is left on the loan?
About $23,000.
Yikes. Okay. I mean, it's a lot of car for your income. We say we don't want all the things with the motors in it to add up to more than half of your annual income, and you are right there.
Yeah.
For a 19-year-old to be driving a car that nice. So let's just say you keep the car. What is the plan to pay this thing off?
Just keep on my payments. Like I said, I refinanced this. My payment did go down, but I'm planning on
That's not solving the problem. You just move the money around.
Yeah, so I was planning on just paying more than my monthly payment was, just to add up some extra or take off some time to pay it off.
Okay. Do you have any other debt?
No, sir.
Okay.
Are you driving for FedEx, or are you in an office or a warehouse?
I work at the airport, so no, I'm not driving.
Okay. George, I would like to see him. He doesn't have a lot of time, but I'd like to see him change his budget so radically that he can get not upside down, so get on the right side of this thing, and then sell the car and go with a $3,000 or $4,000 car.
Yeah.
Is that too extreme?
Well, we say if you can't pay off the car within 2 years, then we got to sell the car.
Right.
It's just too much of your world wrapped up in this thing, and your future is too important for you to just have these payments you're sending out on top of the spending habits, and all of a sudden, man, you're making great money. You got nothing to show for it. And part of that is the debt. Part of it's the spending. We can get both under control. One of those ways is through a budget, which it doesn't sound like you're doing right now, and we want to help with that. I'm going to gift you 1 year of every dollar premium if you're willing to use it. Are you willing to get on a plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you open up every dollar, you're going to list your income at the top, followed by all of your expenses. And here's the thing. You are the boss of that budget, and when it's done, it's the boss of you.
Yeah.
And so what that means is once you set it, you go, man, I am not spending more than $200 on food this month. I'm not spending more than $70 on entertainment this month. That means when your friends ask you out, say, hey, dude, come out with us. And you go, sorry, dude, it's not in the budget. And they're going to say, dude, you're so lame, man. You get a lot. And you're going to say, that's cool. You guys can come to my place. We can get some pizzas and just hang out. And if they say no to that, it may be time to find better friends if they're just unwilling to compromise and cheer you on with your financial journey. And with every dollar, I'm going to gift you FPU. I think going through that will motivate you because you need a long-term why right now. You're a young guy. You're driven already, the fact that you're at this place in life. But if you have a long-term mindset, I want 29-year-old Jonathan to be proud of the decisions that 19-year-old Jonathan made.
Yeah.
And that's a different mindset to have because most people your age are thinking about next weekend, not 10 years from now.
Yeah.
By the way, Jonathan, that's incredible advice, and that's what you're going to have at the top of your mind. And you need a true visual of what George is talking about. Where do you want to be at 29? Get a clear, crystal clear image of that. And when your buddies start giving you a hard time, come on, man, let's go to the club, blah, 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 or whatever it is they say these days.
Do the kids go to the club?
I don't know. I'm so old, I don't even know. But I'm not even sure where the voice came from. But the point is the ability to say no only comes from a decision that is made much earlier.
Yeah.
And you make that decision and then you manage that decision every time you're tempted. You make the big decisions early in life, and then you manage those decisions the rest of your life.
A lot of wisdom in that, Ken. Regina is up next in San Antonio. Regina, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks so much for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So here's my quick question. Well, I guess say quick, and here's my question. What do you do when you can't pay the minimums? That's the bottom line question. My 4 walls are up and everything else is done, but I just can't get to all of the debts with the minimums. Do I just let them keep calling and just keep answering them until I'll get to them when I can? Do I try to negotiate the minimums? What do I do?
Well, number one, you're doing a great step in just proactively communicating with them and letting them know, hey, here's where I'm at. Here's the bills. Here's the order I'm paying them in. Here's how much I can give you this month. And if you do that, it's better than you ignoring the calls and it going to collections and have people coming after you. I want you calling them more than they call you.
Okay.
So what are these payments? How many do you have?
There are several of them. They total up to $555,778.
$555,000?
Mm-hmm.
Is this all personal debt?
Personal, pretty much personal debt.
Does that include your mortgage?
No, that does not include our mortgage. And there's some land in there. There's credit cards.
What are the big chunks?
How did you get $500,000 in a debt, Regina? What happened?
Just a little bit of everything. You stop paying attention, and you just kind of keep going. You make good money, and you think that you're invincible. And one day you turn around, and that's where you are.
What's your household income?
$200.
Okay, and is it just you? Is there a spouse?
Yeah, I have a spouse.
Okay. And how much of this is kind of the consumer debt? Outside of the land, what kind of debt are we talking?
We're still at 4 because the land is only 100.
Okay. So what's the rest of the 4? I'm confused here. Is it student loans, credit cards, car payments?
Student loans, credit cards.
Medical bills, personal loans?
Yep. Medical bills, personal loans. Yep.
I'm running out of things to even throw out there, Regina.
I mean, if you have them, and that's really all, but there's just a lot of
What's the big ones? Like how much credit card debt are we talking?
The credit card debt is $50,000. Personal, the consumer loans are probably the biggest ones. Those are in the 150 range.
What was that for?
What did you buy?
Just a whole lot of stuff.
Like stuff for the house? What are we talking? I don't even, like, if you gave me $500,000, I don't know that I'd have enough ideas to spend it like that. So I have a dark curiosity at this point.
Yeah, stuff for the house, just a lot of stupid stuff.
Okay. So is your husband on the same page that you guys are going to get intense about this and go scorched earth and live like broke people because you are broke people?
No.
He's not on the same page. What does he want to do?
No. File for bankruptcy.
And he's just resigned to go, let's just keep going into debt. It's fine. When we have to go bankrupt, we'll go bankrupt and start over.
Yep.
Oh, Regina.
Regina, don't do that.
I'm not. Definitely.
Well,
So
we
that's
need
what I was
both
asking.
parties
How do you-
involved to be on the same page because you can't do this alone.
What do y'all do for a living?
I'm in banking and he's in IT.
So you know what declaring bankruptcy does to marriages, what it does to
absolutely.
individuals, like you know.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I mean, your lives are going to be a living hell
Yeah.
for the next decade if you do this.
They're not going to be because we're not filing. That's not gonna
Good.
happen.
All right.
I'll tell you what you can do. You're going to sell everything that you can sell. Meaning
Everything.
the land is getting sold.
Bye,
the cars
Felicia.
are getting sold.
Bye, Felicia.
The crap that you bought with the credit cards is getting sold.
Goodbye. All of it. All of it.
We are. We're working on it.
So
put the
if
land
you
up for
sold everything
sale.
you can sell, what would that add up to out of the 555?
If we sold everything that we could, then we're probably say about. Let's see. The land is one.
Cars, sell them. You're Camry people
Well,
for a
These
while.
are nice cars, I
Really?
imagine.
Yeah. No, we don't.
What's your house worth?
Our house is worth $580.
And what do you owe on that?
4.
Okay. So if we downsized, we could clear 180 and get something smaller, right? Or even rent for a while.
Rent
if we had
for
to.
a while.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what we're trying to, and I know you know this, but I just want to say it clear. Y'all are in a desperate situation. Y'all make a lot of money, which is good. Y'all make a couple $100,000 a year. It's great. But y'all are broke, and you're one illness away, you're one layoff away from this whole house of cards coming down on you. And I know you know that, right? You feel it.
Yep, absolutely.
So have you sat down with your husband and said, honey, I can't breathe. I'm scared to death. And I'm not going to be I'm not going to file bankruptcy because that's not integrous. We have the money. We're just choosing to not live this life. Because here's the deal. Y'all are going to file bankruptcy and y'all are going to run this thing right back up. Because y'all have not changed the core issue, which is y'all don't have a plan, y'all aren't together on the same page, and y'all don't have the discipline that getting out of this thing together is going to give you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have kids?
They're old. We're in empty nesters.
Okay. How old are you two?
In our 50s.
And when do you plan on retiring?
Well, at this rate,
Never, yeah.
never.
Well, here's the deal. I have a lot of hope that this situation can turn around, and it can actually turn around pretty quickly because you guys
Really
have
quick.
a huge shovel. Because
Right.
if you sell the
Absolutely
house,
could.
you're going to get 180 there. If you sell everything else, you could probably clear another 200, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's already 380 out of the 555. And now making 200, we're throwing 100 at the debt because we're living on nothing. And all of a sudden, we're debt-free in a couple of years.
Right.
So bankruptcy doesn't make sense when it's that clear of a path. But
I
he
agree.
has to get on the same page, and I can give you a tool to help you get there. I can't force him, and that tool is going to be Financial Peace University. So I'm going to gift that to you. Do you think he'd go through that with you? All 9 lessons,
No,
getting
he's
on a
not.
budget.
I've already tried. I used to teach it 10 years ago.
Why
No,
doesn't he
he's
want
not.
to do it?
No, he doesn't.
Why?
He thinks there's nothing new to learn.
Is he not looking at in the mirror or at the bank statement? What?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, he's not on the phone, so we can't. There's no sense in going after him. What I would tell you is, for the first time in a long time in your marriage, I would let him know how terrified you are, and let him know I'm not interested in signing off on bankruptcy papers. We make enough money, we can be debt free in a couple of years. We got to change our life.
You guys are going to need counseling
Yes.
if he's not willing to do this because there's a lot deeper issues. I'm still going to gift you Financial Peace University because I have hope for you guys. But, man, this is a big situation. And counseling is a lot cheaper than divorce. I'll tell you that much. So I really, really hope this all works out. Please call us back if you need any help. We are here for you, Regina.
Jared is with us in Minneapolis, so we'll be up there next week to see you guys. Hey, Jared, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Hey, I got a question about I got a small business. I got 2 trucks, and it seems like every time I get caught up, I got another big bill that I can't cover. So then I put it on a credit card, and I just kind of feel like I'm stuck in a loop.
Okay. What kind of business are you in?
It's a towing company.
Say again?
Salvage cars. Towing?
Towing. Okay, so you have 2 tow trucks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you just, like most people, maybe even like me, got up and just decided I'm in business today.
Well, I've been working in the business for like 12 years.
Working in it's different than running it.
Yep.
And so now operating a tow truck is no longer your job. Your job now is running a business, and you're really good at operating a tow truck, and now you're having to learn how to run a business. Is that fair?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of big bills are coming up? Unexpectedly.
Well, it's a higher mileage truck, so I just had a turbo go out on me. It's about 8,900 with the intercooler.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping to put about $2,000 down, but I don't have enough to cover the rest of the bill.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who's driving the other truck?
It's just me. They got
you have
sometimes
two, you have
they
two
only
trucks.
have a load.
You have 2 trucks, and you just you.
Yep. Yes.
Park it till you make the money with the other truck.
Okay.
What's the other bills that have come up unexpectedly?
It's just bigger repairs. They just seem like you got like 6 or 8 a year. It seems like.
Okay.
You know,
I would think that's not really. I would think that's not really unexpected. That's predictable.
Okay.
I think you're going to have X number of thousands of dollars average per month. Some months none, some months double of repairs because you've got a fleet of trucks, 2 trucks on the road, and towing stuff's hard on trucks.
Okay.
So you're going to have repairs as part of your business. It's part of your business model.
Okay. I guess what I'm afraid of is if a motor goes, it's like $30,000 to get it rebuilt. Do I get rid of the truck, or do I just expect it to be coming up and save up for it?
Exactly. I don't think it's if a motor goes. I think it's when it goes.
Yep.
It's going to go. It's part of your business. You're going to wear out these vehicles. You're going to have small repairs, medium repairs, and huge repairs and replacements. These are part of your business model, and setting money aside to keep all of that running, like paying the rent for a restaurant or paying a worker that works there. You got to set it aside out of you've been just making the money and taking it all home and maybe paying your taxes.
Yeah, well, I pay myself out of it too. I pay myself about $40,000 a year.
That's what I mean. You're taking all the money home. There's no money laying down at the office.
Yes. So
you're just making the money and taking it home. You're treating it like you have no expenses hardly, other than fuel and insurance. You're paying some of that, but yeah. So my guess is you're probably not charging enough.
Okay, they are set rates for the most part, which is kind of sucks too.
Set rates by who?
They're mostly insurance cars.
Oh, okay. So the insurance company
totals out, I go get
insurance company's setting the rate.
Yes. Sometimes you bid on them, but for the most part, they're set.
Okay. All right. I'd be looking at my business model because fuel's gone up, repairs have gone up, everything's gone up, and if the insurance rate set rate didn't go up, that might not be the business I want to be in. I may want to be in a non-insurance towing business or something. I don't know. But you got to be looking at all of that all the time. Bottom line is, though, you need to be running a profit and loss statement. I'd have you sit down, go to RamseySolutions.com, click on Tax ELP, and find someone that's in the bookkeeping and accounting business in your area that we recommend. Have them start to help you build an accounting system. It's really not rocket science. It sounds intimidating, but it's not. It's what you've got coming in minus money set aside for repairs, minus money set aside for fuel, minus money set aside for insurance, and help you look at the pricing and seeing, can I afford to do this? You might be losing money on every tow if repair costs and insurance costs and fuel costs have gone up so much that by the time you go over there, you're losing money every time. That could happen in the world we live in today with this inflationary market, and this fuel and diesel's gone nuts too. So
and factoring in the repairs, like if you do all of that and do your budget for the month to see.
Yeah, the actual repairs, because you don't want to live behind the 8 ball, which is where you are. You're always behind. You're always waiting on the next thing to happen instead of planning for it to happen. Mm-hmm. And so, Jared, in the real estate business, back in the day when I was a young guy, they taught us, if you own an apartment complex, to say, okay, the roof has 5 years of life left on it before it starts leaking. And so I need to figure out what a roof costs, and I need to put 1/5 of the roof cost away for the next 5 years to replace the roof, plan to replace the roof. And we called those a sinking fund. That's what it's called in that world. But in your sense, you need a sinking fund to replace trucks and to do big repairs to trucks, and you need a budget line item for minor repairs to trucks, and a budget line item for fuel, and a budget line item for these things. And you need to put all this stuff together, and then that helps you calculate what each trip costs and whether or not it makes sense to do some of these trips. And it helps you save up and fix this one turbo right here as fast as you can, because you're going to put a big old line item in there, and you're going to work extra. You're going to do everything you can to get extra money coming in to cover this right now. But no, I'm not going to tell you to go into debt to do that. I'm going to park that truck and run the other truck until I can do it. It's what I would do if I owned the business. And it's how I've run this business too. I started it on a card table in my living room, and we've never borrowed a dime all the way out. Hang on, I'm going to send you a copy of our book, Entree Leadership, which will help you run your business. It's what we teach, how we teach small business people to run their business. You're doing a good job. You're doing better than you think you're doing, but you've got to get around in front of this, because this is causing a ton of stress for you that doesn't have to be there. Doesn't have to be there. But so folks, what happened with Jared and what I was accusing him of, not in a derogatory way, but just reading his mail, is a lot of people become good at a trade. I'm a good plumber. I'm a good heating and air guy. I'm a good carpenter. I'm good at cooking. I'm good at being a chef. I'm good at whatever. And then they open a business. I'm a good real estate agent. And then they open a business. I'm going to own a real estate company with agents working for me. I'm going to open a heating and air company with heating and air techs working for me, and I'm going to have trucks. I'm going to open a towing company. And you become an accidental leader, an accidental entrepreneur. But the mistake all of us make, and I've made the mistake too, even inside of the Ramsey business, I've made the mistake. Just because someone's good at a certain discipline or a certain thing, that does not necessarily mean they're good at leading a business to do that thing. Business leadership and business entrepreneurship is a different skill set than working on heat and air, or than doing computer programming, or than whatever. So if I've got a computer programmer that's an excellent computer programmer, it doesn't necessarily mean they may be the best in the building, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're a leader of that area. Because leadership is a different skill set than computer programming. And so anytime you're in the small business setting, one of the moves you make is from practitioner to owner. You move from your hands doing the work to also your brain has to be controlling the numbers around your hands doing the work and the people that use their hands doing the work. And so you got to get up on top of it. And my friend Michael Gerber, who wrote the book E-Myth, which is a wonderful book on this subject, says to work on your business, not just in your business. That's his phrase, and it is an absolutely fabulous phrase. And it's a good way to look at this stuff. Entree Leadership will help you with all of that.
Today's question is from Tony. Says, I'm having a hard time getting my wife on board. We have no consumer debt, just our house. Our emergency fund is fully funded for a year. We make around $311,000 a year before taxes. I've cut up my credit cards, but my wife doesn't want to cut hers up. She feels like she needs to have them for an emergency. What can I do to get her on board and not argue about cutting her cards up? So I'm looking at this. This is not an issue this is not a math problem. This is not a rational approach problem. Over the years, how have you seen this play out, Dave?
Well, I mean, the answer to your question is how do I get her on board is complicated. But her actual statement is absolute horse crap.
It's incorrect.
Yeah. I mean, that's just bull. You don't need a credit card for an emergency. You make $311,000. You have a fully funded emergency fund and no debt. That's just stupid.
You have a double emergency fund.
Now, but that's not exactly how you convert her. Okay, we wouldn't go at it that way. Okay,
hey, honey, you're stupid.
Hey, you're just dumb. No, that's ridiculous. That one never worked for me. So let's try a different tack. So the thing is this. I always, anytime I'm trying to get anyone, spouse included, on board with something, I generally will pan back and look further into the future. Instead of like this week, I'm thinking about credit cards, I'm thinking about what are the best things that are in our life, what has to be true about our life that gives us, or if these things were true about our life, that give us the best probability of being prosperous in our marriage and prosperous financially. So 20 years from today, if we're using credit cards as our emergency backstop, is that the most likely way that we become prosperous? Or if we got rid of them, is that the most likely way that we become prosperous? And so then what that does is it takes your hands off the wheel of the moment, the anxiety in the moment. Because what's happened here is she remembers being broke. And so I can tell you 30 years ago, we filed bankruptcy, had our water cut off, our electricity cut off, almost lost our home, had a brand new baby and a toddler. And if I move towards a purchase of some kind 30 years later without my wife being involved and agreeing that the idea is within our budget and it's not going to destroy us, then that pattern of behavior, that body language that I do when I do that, activates her memory.
Yeah.
It's a trauma response.
Yeah, that's right.
She has a trauma response to it. And so she'll go, she'll act like we have absolutely no money and we have hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
It's like, oh, God, he's doing it again. Right. It's like, whoa, we were buying a box of gum here at Costco. Well, we don't need that much gum. It's like, holy crap. It's like, you're out of control. And it's like, she doesn't yell like that, but her body does. I can watch her do that.
Yeah.
And those eyes get that fire in them, And all that is she just is that it activates that terror down inside of her that she felt when she was a young mom and didn't know if her kids are going to have food.
Right.
And so that's why your wife's not cutting up her cards, not because of present day circumstances, but because she remembers. Am I right?
Yes, and I've also seen the more on my show here is there's a sense that. And it's so far it's been uniquely women, but it may go with men too. This idea that I need to hang on to something in case he leaves. I'm going to hang on to some sort of something so I'm not hung out to dry here.
It's my last vestige of independence.
That's right. And so I would ask Tony something about their dynamic at the end of the day says she doesn't feel safe.
Ooh.
Could it be that she doesn't feel safe what you're talking about because of past? She remembers being broke. Yeah. She doesn't feel safe because there's something about you, husband, who's making all this.
A little different definition of an emergency.
Yeah, like I just need an escape hatch in case this thing goes south.
Yeah.
And so if everything's safe around the board, I love the idea of, hey, would you commit to 30 days of practicing? Can we put these in a drawer somewhere over here?
Well, let's think about what gets us to this place we want to be 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And then what are those activities? And then is there a way we can
let's practice
practice into that and put them in the drawer, freeze them in the garage, freeze them in a block of ice, use only debit cards. And then you go, okay, if we had an emergency, what could we rely on? And in the sense of being independent or safe, like, after we had already were millionaires again years later, Sharon's daddy sent her some money. And it wasn't a lot. I mean, $20,000 or something, whatever. It was a nice gift. I mean, he sent all his kids like some money, right? It wasn't life changing, but it was just a little pile of money. And she's like, "Well, what do we do with this?" And I'm like, "Well, let's just open a mutual fund in your name." And so it's got her name on it and my name,
right?
But her name's first.
And that there's something,
and it's like that's her mutual fund in air quotes,
right?
That we own,
right?
That her daddy gave us, and very nice little gift, and it's grown. That's many years ago. It's turned into some money, over time. But to this day, if you go into my file drawer, it's like there's a little tab, Sharon's Mutual Fund.
Huh.
You know, and so there's this sense of that. And it's not that we separated our finances, or not that I was worried about the legality of it, or not that she was. There's none of that. It was more of an emotional, this is yours thing. And it again, relaxed that traumatized place in her spirit that was legitimately I mean, I'm not making fun of her. She had every right to be that way. And so our emergency fund now has an emergency fund for that reason.
I always want to go back to that question. And it's becoming more and more of a question I ask myself and my wife and my kid in my community. If you don't feel safe, none of these things I'm going to teach you are going to matter, because your body's going to be off trying to make sure you don't die in whatever weird way it's trying to do that. So how can I create safety? And there is a point when you can't hear it. You're choosing not to hear that you're safe. Fine. I can't do anything about that. But man, is there a way, Tony?
Yeah. So a couple of things here. One is look for the safety. 2 is look long term. And then 3 is develop some steps of practice that can cause her intellect to ride into her emotions. That you live. Okay, we're living without this. Oh, we're living without it. Oh, we can live without it. Oh, we're okay without it.
And this word has been abused in our culture, but that, Dave, is mindfulness. That is, all of a sudden she gets a little bit, her heart starts beating a little bit faster. I need that credit card. Oh, no, I don't. Right? That's just having that feeling, thinking about it, and then letting it pass. Because I've got a debit card in my wallet with a year's worth of salary in it. We're good.
Yeah. I mean, I got a debit. My debit card will do everything your credit card will do.
Times probably 2 or 3, right? You're good.
I mean, because there's money in there,
right?
And so I can go just buy
my
ridiculous something if subject to the daily limitations on the stupid thing or whatever.
Yeah, maybe Tony, go get her 2 debit cards from 2 different banks, and each one of them's got X number of $1,000s in it, and who knows?
Yeah, and that's not to be touched. Right. These are debit cards we don't use because they're tied to the emergency fund.
Emergencies, all right.
And so they have the exact same power that if you wanted to drop $25,000 into credit card debt due to an emergency, instead we have $25,000 in this account that's never going to be touched, and the debit card's in your wallet.
Right.
How is that different mechanically? It's not.
Right.
It's actually better.
Yeah.
So you've got to offset it, and but here I will tell you, Tony, that I run into a lot of marriages too, and this falls under the heading of feeling safe or being safe, including mine. In the early days, where she doesn't feel like she has an equal vote at the budget committee meeting, and so she needs to hold this in case you go crazy because her vote doesn't count. And so it took a while for Sharon and I to get to where Sharon really felt her vote was equal to mine on financial decisions and on the budget committee meeting monthly. We're going to spend money on this because you want to and I don't want to. Nope. Till we come into agreement, we're not doing it. Eric is in Albany. Hi, Eric. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your taking my question.
Sure. What's up?
So, I keep getting into my head and wanting to liquidate all my investments and pay off my mortgage. And I kind of know that, like, mathematically that's probably not the right choice, but like I feel like it would be a major pressure reliever, and then to be able to go back through and just use all my discretionary cash to start going back in and rebuilding my portfolio.
Mm-hmm. So how much do you have in your portfolio?
I have in my stock portfolio, I have $180,000.
Did you say 180 or did you say 80?
180,000.
Okay. And what's your mortgage balance?
My mortgage balance is like 170.
Okay. All right. And those are the portfolio you're discussing is not in a retirement account, correct?
Yeah, it's a taxable account, yeah.
Okay. And you're debt free other than your home?
Yeah, for the most part. I have a credit card that's got a very low balance on it that I literally just charged last month that I get paid off by the end of the month.
Okay. And what's your household income?
Pre-tax, about $260.
Good for you. Well done. How old are you?
I'm 40.
Okay. And so So you're saying that mathematically it doesn't make sense, and I would even challenge that part. I think mathematically it does make sense to pay off your house.
Well, we bought my house in 2012,
doesn't matter.
And we got like 3.5% interest on it. So at this point, and we've overpaid on it ever since, and paid biweekly.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I'm like not really paying any interest on it, and what interest I am paying is minimal versus the returns that I've been able to get in the stock market.
Yeah. But you've not factored in risk.
Right.
There's no math for risk in your formula. And not factoring in risk mathematically is a naive formula.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's what we know. We know from the data of studying millionaires that the typical millionaire does two things that causes them to get to their first $1 to $5 million. That they get out of debt, house and everything, and they build their 401k and their Roth IRAs and good growth stock mutual funds. The number of millionaires that we asked and we said, okay, did you leverage your home in order to invest in stocks, and that's why you became a millionaire? The number of them that say that is very close to zero. They say stuff like, well, Lord, no, I got out of debt. Isn't that interesting? So the formula that you're proposing is mathematically correct, is not used by hardly any millionaires to get to millionaire status. Translation, your formula's wrong.
So, Eric, would you take out, against your home, a $180,000 loan to invest into single stocks?
Well, if that were all I was doing for a living, yeah, sure, why not? But
if you were day trading for a living, basically?
Yeah.
You also probably wouldn't be sleeping at night. You'd lose relationships because you'd be staring at these numbers, making sure they go up all the time.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that.
So there's a piece of this where, man, I can feel that you're craving that piece, but you're stuck on the starry-eyed, but what if I got this return on that money? Yeah. And the guaranteed return in your house, I think, is way more valuable.
So here's what I would do. You called us, and so really simply, I would cash out the stock and pay off the house today. Now, then I don't have a house payment. I have an increased stability at the very foundation of my life and my financial plan, because you cannot grasp, and you actually can't mathematically capture that it feels different to walk through your backyard with no shoes on. The grass feels different when you don't have a mortgage. You cannot capture that. You cannot capture what this does, that the stress release, even if it's minor, what that does for your relationships. You cannot capture what it does for your boldness and your excellence in your career. And all of those things over time, the math actually plays out that people of means, people of wealth, actually do not take out home mortgages to trade and buy and sell single stocks. Those are called day traders, 78% of which lose money and lose a lot of other things while they're doing it. So George,
you only hear about the ones that win.
Well, and they're always temporary, because it's the same thing as playing the slots. Oh, I wanted the slots, right? Yeah. That's how they built those casinos. Okay, not by you winning at the slots. I can tell you that. So mathematically, just because you hit it once doesn't mean you're going to. So all of that to say, Eric, I'm going off the data of the 30 years of doing what I do, walking alongside people, watching their lives transform, watching their relationships, their careers blossom, and their portfolio. Because when you don't have a house payment and you make $260,000 a year, you can build up $180,000 really quick if you want to screw around with single stocks. Won't take long at all. So, good question. Thank you for calling. Pay off your house today, sir.
Yeah, the whole end goal of both of our discussions is build wealth. The question is, what is the best path to do it? And we have found that doing it with the least amount of risk possible puts you in a better financial position long term. And so what we're saying here is you're going to build wealth either way. You could lose your butt hanging on to these single stocks in the next week, depending on who tweets what, or you could have a guaranteed return with no house payment, making $260,000. You think you can build wealth with that situation? Absolutely.
100% of the time you can. So And 100% of the foreclosures occur on a home with a mortgage. So
didn't have to do a lot of research on that.
It'll come to you later, I promise. So that's the idea, folks. That's the idea. What is your most powerful wealth building tool? Is it your home equity? Nope. It's your income. The person in your mirror is the secret sauce. For you to build wealth, for you to build a quality life, you're the secret sauce. You're the answer. No one's going to do it for you. And there is no magic pill that you've yet to discover. Just go in there, brush the fog off of the mirror after the shower and look at that guy, look at that gal and go, you're the problem. You're the solution.
Sal writes, I've pretty much dug a hole for myself with so much debt, which I'm barely able to keep up on the payments. I went over my limits on several credit cards and have a few loans, and I'm very close to hitting $90,000 in debts. I want to know if it's okay to temporarily stop paying for some of the big payments and focus on the smaller payments first, and then focus on the bigger payments. I'm just unable to make all the payments and be able to pay for other necessary things like rent, utility, and transportation. For the past couple of months, I've actively tried to sell more of my belongings, which I really don't need. I've also taken on a couple of weekend jobs, but I'm still struggling to keep up. Please advise on my best option to getting back on track before I try the baby steps.
Man, this is...
It's a mess.
I'm so grateful for this question, Sal, because, on this show, John, we yell at folks all the time. Look at how you're spending your money. You're not doing it right. All this stuff. But this is real deal right here, because this is somebody who they're doing the best they can. They made some mistakes, and they're just trying to make ends meet. So,
and let's be real honest. There does come a moment when you've dug yourself quite a hole, and you can work 2 or 3 jobs, and you're making a dent in that hole.
Man, you're preaching to the choir.
It just is, right? And so it's easy for us to be like, you just need to get out there and get another job and a third job. Sometimes you dug yourself a hole and it's a mess.
Look, when you read Sal's question, I relate directly to that. And I hope that Sal and anybody else listening knows. Man, back in, Sam, what was it? Back in 2012, 2011, we were in exactly Sal's situation. So much debt, so many payments. We literally couldn't pay them all. We had to stop with some of them and just tell the others to take a hike, be like, hey, you're just going to have to call my phone. And that's what I refer to that. I know people call baby step 0 different things. For us, baby step 0 was simply quit creating more debt. Like, if you can just stop, like, not drown and not make the water any deeper, that is successful. And that was, almost 2 years of the first part of our journey was just trying to get enough footing to where we could just pay all of our bills. So I understand what that means. And when you're in that situation, you've got to focus on that 4 walls. You've got to focus on, hey, I got to keep the rent going. Like, I can't default on my rent. I can't get evicted. That's number 1. You got to eat. You got to make sure that there's food coming in. You're eating. You got to keep the lights on, utilities. That's next. And you got to get transportation. It doesn't have to be expensive transportation. I don't care if you're taking the bus. You got to make sure there's money for gas, bus ticket, Uber, ride, whatever it is that you need to do to get by. And if you're able to do that, you can breathe at night.
And can we just, this isn't to celebrate us. This is to just provide a picture of what this looks like.
Man.
I have rented an upstairs bedroom in my friend's mom's house before. I have driven a $3,500 truck to my Dean of Students job.
Come on.
I've driven my wife's old used Corolla that she sold and I bought back at a lesser, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I know you guys, you and Sam, jeez, man, y'all went through it, right?
I remember on a Friday having no money in the account. I would go to the grocery store because we needed food. I'd write a bad check on a Friday, knowing that check can't clear on Saturday, Sunday. That gave me 2 days. It gave Sam and I 2 days. I'd teach lessons. I'd do anything I could to get money in the account before Monday so it wouldn't overdraw.
Right.
Sometimes we did it. Sometimes we couldn't
get it. Because I had
to
eat today, right?
Gotta eat. You gotta eat.
That's right.
And it was like I knew to do that because I'm like, okay, they can't charge this check over the weekend. This is my chance. So I get it. If you're out there and you're struggling, I see that. When I'm out here going on a rail and yelling at folks, I'm not talking to you. I know that you're scratching, you're clawing, you're doing whatever you need to do to get by. The folks I'm yelling at is the people who can pay their bills, who are sitting on their hands while the government is holding your student loans off and you're waiting for that single person to pay that bill for you. You're the one that needs to get off your butt and do some work.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rachel and John. How are you?
We're doing well.
Good.
Thanks for calling.
What's up, Rita?
Fantastic. Okay, my question is, should I pay off this last debt? So I've been working on my budget. I'm so proud of myself, thanks to the app that you guys have.
We're proud of you too, Rita. Well done.
I'm crunching all the numbers. And after I pay this debt, which is a consumer debt of $1,320.41, I will have left in my account about $1,600. I'll tell you, in the beginning of the year, I had about $6,000 worth of debt. It just piled on. I don't even know how I did it. I was working at a retail store, making about $17 an hour. But as of last month, I was offered a position making $95,000.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yes.
Doing what?
Rita's a gangster, dude. What are you doing?
I'm in insurance, and I want to thank you guys, too, because I used to be in insurance about 12 years ago, left that to live a little more, and I've been out of insurance about 7 years now. And I was listening to one of the shows, and I don't know what happened, but you guys were just talking about insurance, umbrellas, this and that. And I was like, is this a sign? And I reached out to a buddy who I know is still in the insurance industry. I said, hey, listen, I'm thinking about coming back, and I'm back.
Rita, that's amazing.
Okay, Rita, so tell me about this debt. Is it handsome? Is it just so lovely? Like, why do you want to hang on to it so tightly? It's got to.
You know what it is? I think it's a mental thing. And like in my heart of hearts, I know I can do it. Like, just pay it off. I did crunch all the numbers, rent, everything. I'm good. You know what? I think I answered my own question, right? Pay it off.
Rita, hey.
We're so glad we can help.
Are you the first person in your family to go down this road?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm the only one who's taking a stand on it.
That's what I mean.
Right?
That's what I mean. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's I can imagine. This is just a psychological thing. You're about to cross a line that was always in your life for other people. Other people didn't owe money. Other people got to sleep all night and not worry about how their bills were going to get paid. Other people. And now you're about to step over a line that really doesn't exist, by the way, but you're going to step over a line and you're going to become the other person now. Mm-hmm. And often we get hung up right before that. That's why weight is so hard to lose because, man, those people, the skinny people just is hard, right? And we can fill in the blank. Oh, they drive those kind of cars. So you're about to cross the line, and what Rachel and I would tell you is don't just step over that line. Sprint across it, screaming and yelling the whole way. Okay? Because there is no other people. We're all in this big sinking ship together. So just run across it as fast as you can, cheering all the way. Okay? And you make $95,000, your emergency fund will be built up in, 3 months? You'll be good to go?
Yes. Yes, I already have the $1,000 in there. And I have a retirement fund from my previous job. I have $130,000.
Rita,
right now.
You're trying to make this a math problem. You're free, lady.
Okay.
You're free.
You got it, Rita. Do it. Do it today. Do it today.
Done.
And then, I just cut her off. I'm so sorry, Rita. I was just going to tell her.
Rachel's the hospitable one on the show.
No. But isn't that, it is.
You're free.
I'm like, it's right there. And it's almost this intimidation of, is
dude.
this real? Like, is this?
Yeah.
what is this? And I get going down to $1,600, which we say $1,000. So you're even 600 buffered more than what we even would say, Rita.
No, I think she has her $1,000. I think when she pays it all, she's still gonna have $1,600 in her account.
With that, yes. And so, you got this, Rita, and well done on pursuing a whole new career. She's working retail, making $18 an hour, and just thinks, I could get back to insurance.
How many times do we hear that when they cross the halfway point of their debt-free journey, they just start walking taller and demanding, like, I don't have to live like this.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden they get promoted, get new jobs, making $95,000.
Start to see hope.
Rita, you did it.
Well done, Rita. We are cheering you on. Sleep well tonight, knowing that it's paid off. It's paid off. It's awesome.
So only free person in New York. That's awesome, Rita.
Charlotte is in Lexington, Kentucky. Hey, Charlotte, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
My question is, how do you start the emergency fund when you're behind on multiple bills each month?
You don't. Sounds like you got a mess, kiddo. What's going on?
Yeah, I do. I'm 36, single, 2 kids. I've been working 2 jobs for almost 5 years now. And I just cannot get caught up to stay current on all my bills, let alone start an emergency fund.
I hear you. So what do you make?
What I bring home each month between both jobs is $3,200. My debt, if I make the minimum payments each month, is $1,900. So that leaves me about $1,200.
How much is your rent?
So I have a mortgage, and it's $560 a month.
Okay, that's good news. And are you getting child support?
Yes, but not consistent enough to rely on.
Why?
He just chooses to pay it when it's convenient to him.
Well, the courts in Kentucky will help him with his discipline. You know that.
Right, and they've actually sent something to garnish wages here recently. So.
Good. Okay. That doesn't fix the problem, but it just fixes my aggravation at him, and I'm just joining you in that. How old are your babies?
15 and 11, or 12, 15 and 12.
Lord, so they eat a lot.
Yes, especially during the summer.
Yeah, so what kind of debts have you got?
Car payment.
How much do you owe on the car?
$16,000.
Okay. And what else?
Student loans are about $16,000 when you add them all up. I've lived life and went on a cruise in April, and so I'm paying on that.
How much do you owe on the cruise?
$1,600.
Okay. All right. What else?
I've got 2 like a firm loans. One's for a mattress and one's for tires.
And how much are those? How much are those?
My my tires are about $700, and then the mattress I owe like $200 on.
Okay. All right.
And then I've got braces that I owe about $3,200 on. And then medical bills that I probably owe about $6,000 if I add them all up.
How long have you been single, you said?
It's about 10 years.
Okay. All right.
What do you do for your jobs, Charlotte?
I am a quality manager, and I've actually at Conduit, and I've been there 18 years, and then I'm a server at Cracker Barrel, and I've been there almost 5 years.
Okay.
All right. Let me give you a couple of observations. I've been doing this a long time, so I've sat with people in your situation a lot. Okay. You've been living on nothing, right on the edge, scared for a long time. And that has caused you to give yourself permission to do some stupid things that have made it worse. Okay?
Yes.
Like a $16,000 car you can't afford because the other old car was breaking down all the time and you couldn't handle that extra fear added with all the fear you already had. So you said, I'm going to get at least one thing in my life that is reliable because this guy paying child support certainly isn't.
That's 100% true. Just in October that happened.
Yeah. And then you got, I'm not going to get out anyway. I might as well live my life. So I'm going on the cruise. Oh, and then the dadgum tires go out. So we got to have tires because you can't roll this $16,000 car without a tire. Right? And so what happens is we end up going from crisis to crisis because we're trapped. And so we got to get out of this, but it's going to be radical. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to go with
what
you.
What I'm doing is not working.
Yeah, hold my hand. We're going to jump off the cliff.
That wasn't an evil laugh from him.
No,
it was an excited laugh.
That was hold my hand. We're going to jump off the cliff together. Here we go. And the water's cold and it's deep, so we're okay. Get ready to jump. Here we go. It's going to be different. Here we go. Run back. Here we go. That's what I'm laughing about, okay? I will go with you. We're going to help you, and I'm going to put people around you. I'm going to give you a financial coach free of charge. I'm going to pay for it because I can't stand how trapped you are. It's driving me crazy, okay? And then I'm going to pile a bunch of books on you that I need you to read, all of them, and turn your stupid television off, okay?
Okay.
One of them is on career, From Paycheck to Purpose. I'm going to give you two of them, from Ken Coleman. And I want you to go to Ken. He's our career expert. Because you don't make nothing. And I want you to go get a job making twice what you're making now. You're worth a whole lot more than you're getting paid. Okay?
Well, I tried to tell my boss that.
Well, he ain't listening. You've been there a long time. And so it's time to start looking, and it's time to retool, reset your mind, comb your hair out, and get ready to go on an interview, girl. Here we go. All right?
Okay.
Because you need to go make some more money. You've been starving a long time. And so I'm going to send you a bunch of career books, and Ken Coleman is our career guy. I'm going to send you one on proximity principle, one's from Paycheck to Purpose. Read them both, okay? We're going to put you into Financial Peace University, which is our 9-week class, and take your 15-year-old with you. It's 9 lessons. You can either do it online or you can do it at local church, either one. We're going to pay for all this. It doesn't cost you a dime. I just want you to go do it all because my heart's hurting for you, okay?
Okay.
I get where you are. I know exactly where you are and how tired you are. And you got a new friend that's going to help you, and Rachel and me, okay? And
thank you.
We're probably going to sell your car because you can't afford this car. This car payment is what's drowning you. You got a great mortgage. Your mortgage is awesome. Your car payment's horrible. It's probably killing you. And then you ain't doing any more stupid stuff like cruises. And you're not eating out. You're not going to reward you. You're going to clean up this dadgum mess, and you're going to work your butt off like never before. And it's going to be for a short period of time, and this time we're actually going to get some traction and move the needle instead of spinning our wheels all the time, because you've been spinning your wheels for a decade. So
got this, Charlotte.
You hang on. We're going to get you with a coach. We're going to get you the books. We're going to get you into FPU, and you're going to call us back if you need some help. Hang on. Today's question is from Jamie in Texas. Dave, I just blew most of my $1,000 work bonus on my online gambling addiction. I know I did the dumbest thing possible, and I need help with this addiction. I've talked to my family about it, and they're extremely supportive, but now I've started lying about it, and I feel so much guilt. Please help me so I can refocus and stop gambling my hard-earned money away. Jamie, you have gotten caught up in one of the two largest and fastest growing addictions in America today. Number one addiction in America today is online porn. Number two is gambling, and it includes sports betting. And sports betting right now in the height of football season is completely over the top and out of control. If I see Caesar one more time, I'm going to shoot something. I'm so sick of these commercials, but they're making so much money off you people. You think those commercials are free? You know why that commercial runs on every break, people? Because they make so much money off you. So, Jamie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're struggling with this. It's a very harsh thing. The great news is you have recognized where you are, that you are addicted. And I'm running into a lot of young men in their 20s and early 30s who are losing everything to gambling addiction right now. Personal friends, lost jobs, marriages, my kids' personal friends. It's wild, and it's really sad. So you're right to be concerned and scared and self-aware about the guilt and the regret and the sense of no control. So what would I do if I found myself in that situation? I'm not sitting here with Dr. John Deloney at this moment, so I can't have him chime in as a professional counselor. But I can tell you, as a guy who's been around addicts my whole life, working with them, because 100% of addicts eventually end up broke, so we get to talk to them all the time. You have got to get some people and some processes in your corner to help you. And so if I woke up in your shoes, I would go talk to my pastor and start having a weekly lunch with him. I would get plugged into Gamblers Anonymous immediately. I would also call a therapist, a counselor, and start sitting down with a counselor daily, weekly, whatever it takes. Even if it costs some money, because this gambling thing is going to cost you everything if you don't break it. It is evil and it is vicious. It is merciless what it will do to you. It will beat the snot out of you and leave you on the side of the road for dead, dude. And so you have got to be very afraid of the power of this over you. So afraid that you take drastic changes and you don't worry about embarrassment. You tell everybody, I'm addicted. Help me. I'm addicted to this. Help me get out of it. Help me heal this addiction. Help me get away from it. Get in Gamblers Anonymous. Get with a one-on-one counselor. Get with your pastor. And lastly, get a group of friends in your life who will bust you. Not the ones who are saying it's okay. And your family, it sounds like when you say they're supportive, it sounds like they've been soft. If you were in my life, I would love you so much that you would feel it. I'm going to be all up in your stuff because I love you so much that that's what it's going to take. A pat on the back and a yay rah doesn't help when you're an addict. It takes more force than that to move people out of an addictive behavior and to move them into the help that they need to break an addictive behavior. And so it is not an act of love to be soft on an addict. It is quite the opposite. It's borderline enabling, if not full-on enabling. So, Jamie, I appreciate that your family is extremely supportive, but what extremely supportive should be is making you highly uncomfortable, not comfortable. And the way you're saying that, I kind of think they're going, oh, poor Jamie. I'm going to bust Jamie is what I'm going to do because I love him. And I'm going to be all up in his stuff. And that's what it takes, man. You're not going to break something like this if you don't. Because there's a chemistry that goes with this. There's the endorphin release, the dopamine release, the high you get when you hit, when you actually win, whatever it is you're gambling, whether you're sports betting or whether you're playing cards or whether you're online gambling, whatever you're doing, you get a high on it. And it keeps you coming back. It keeps you coming back. And that's the addictive nature of it. And actually, we're addicted in that case to the chemicals in our own body. But it's not out of your control. And you're not a victim to it, and you don't have to be this way. You get to choose, but you've got to put some different people in your life. And your buddies you've been hanging out with that think this is cool, they're off limits. You got to stop it. If you have a drinking problem, you can't run around with your drinking buddies. And otherwise you're going to have a drinking problem. Duh. You become who you hang around with, man. You talk like them, you walk like them, you read like them, you go to church like them, and you treat your wife like them. You become who you hang around with. And so you've got to put some people in your life that are different than the ones that have been in your life that thought this was okay. And that's why I'm outlining like a pastor, GA, a good counselor, and you're going to write a check or two for some of this stuff. But again, it's going to be cheaper than the gambling addiction. This is the problem, the downside of the internet. The internet is not evil, but access to porn used to have to go to a lot of effort to get to porn. Now 3 clicks and you're in. 4 clicks and you're into stuff no human should ever see. The access that the internet gives you to betting, it's to the point that it's like if you're not doing it, you're not cool because everybody's betting. And if you don't believe me, watch the commercials on every football game. Every commercial break is 2 betting commercials at least. This is tens of millions of dollars of ad revenue every night, every time you turn on a football game. They don't give those commercials away. Because, by the way, let me help you with this. Broadcast television has no one watching it anymore. Their ratings have evaporated. People watch on demand only. The only live television anyone is watching is the weather report on the local news and live sporting events. So the NFL ratings used to be the largest thing during the playoffs, and they would beat the best sitcom on CBS or the best movie of the week on NBC by a few ratings points. Now it's 10 and 20 and 30x because no one is watching that crap. If you've turned on broadcast television lately and you had to try to watch a movie and all the commercials keep interrupting you and you get pissed off, that means you haven't watched broadcast TV in a long time because that's the way it's always been. But you quit watching it and you start watching on Netflix, on Hulu. You start watching it, and this access that it's giving you it's devastating, you guys. So the shift of the internet on gambling addictive behaviors is very real. And some of you, that's your wake-up call, this little rant right here. And Jamie's little problem is a whole bunch of people's problem out there. It's an explosion of negative consequences. And you guys have got to manage it for your own lives. You're not a victim of it. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Okay, so my best friend has an itinerary for her bachelorette party, but it's outside of my budget, and I don't know how to tell her that.
Uh-oh. How much outside the budget?
So she's an engineer. She makes 6 figures, so every activity is at least $150.
What do you estimate the total trip going to cost you?
The total, well, I've already paid for the flight, and I already bought the hotel, and I didn't want to spend any more than I spent on the hotel and flight, so I have about $400 for a 3-day weekend.
Well, it sounds like you're in it now, Serenity. You bought the flights and you bought the hotel.
Yeah.
Are they refundable?
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Oh, man. So now you're going to be at the restaurant just eating the chips and drinking water, is what you're saying.
Are you in the wedding, presumably?
So it's just going to be her siblings in the wedding.
Oh.
Listen.
I'm not going to be in the wedding.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Now, you and I went viral one time before talking about one of these type of trips.
Messed up. Listen, I feel as though, can I just, Serenity, give me a moment to just rant for a minute? Because I'm sure your bestie, like she's your friend and everything like that. But I do feel like it can be a little tone deaf to have these big bachelorette trips. If you're already in the dadgum wedding, you already have to get a dress or a tuxedo, and then don't let it be a destination
but now she's
wedding.
Not in the wedding. Did you catch that?
You're not in the wedding at all?
No.
No, just the siblings are the only ones that are going to be in the wedding.
Okay.
And so this is great. Let me get a little more information because I knew she was about ready to rant.
I was.
So you've paid for the hotel and the airfare, and if I heard you right, you have $400 of spending money for this weekend, 3-day weekend, correct?
Correct.
But how much did you spend on the flight and hotels so far?
They were about $350 each. $350 for the hotel, $350 for the flight.
Well, so what's the
I'm getting to it. Do you have debt? It's like clearly this is bothering you. Is it because you have other financial goals and this is really just
yes, and
sticking in your craw?
To show up for her, and yes, I just wanted to show up for her. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Is there anything happening that's not $150 every time they go do it? Like,
No, and I was going to suggest it, but I don't know if that takes away from her moment,
How many, sorry, I'm asking a few more questions. How many events does she have scheduled, And what would that cost you? I'm trying to be real here. At $150 per pop, how many things does she have scheduled, and what's that going to cost you?
Ken, I'm busting.
I know you
I'm
are,
busting.
but you're going to bust too soon on this deal, and I got to get some information. How much are we talking about, Serenity?
Honestly, if I was to do everything on our itinerary, I'll be spending about $650.
Okay, you have $400 to spend. I'm trying to help her with a reality. I know you're upset that she's even going, but my point is, see, this is how we went viral before. I'm trying to help her in the moment. So in the moment, okay, you can do 2 events.
Yes,
that's all you can do. You got 2 events at $150. That leaves you a little $100, and you come up with a headache on a couple of these deals and miss it.
I don't think it's too late to not go.
She can't get refunded.
Here's the thing. Usually, if I
spend it, I'm going to spend it.
Usually with the hotel, if you go back, as long as it's more than 24 hours notice, usually you can get that back.
But she said she couldn't. So let's clarify. Serenity, did you go to the hotel?
You know for sure.
I cannot.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So now here's the deal. I'm always thinking about the big picture. All right? This isn't just a money play. So she wants to be a part of this weekend.
Yes.
Special lady in her life.
Yes.
Longtime friend. I say go, and you budget the $400. You got $400?
Yeah, I mean, you can only spend $400.
So you can have a $400 worth of fun or bachelorette activities. Am I right?
Okay. Yeah, that's reasonable.
And you have 2 options. You tell her, hey, listen, I'm getting out of debt. And
no,
so
you can't tell her that.
Sure she can. She can be straight up and go, look, I've got $400 to spend. I'm going to come to this outing, and I'm going to come to this outing. I can't do the rest. I said she has options. She didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting she does that, but I don't know their relationship. Or, you know what?
She didn't get in the wedding.
I'm going to be real straight up right now. We've all been to a thing where we didn't want to do all the things.
Yeah.
And we go, I got a headache.
Mm-hmm.
Or my stomach doesn't feel very good right now. I mean, come on. I think it calls for that because you're there. She feels loved and supported. You don't want to feel ostracized for your being Ramsey cash.
What are the activities? Are you allowed to tell us, or does it involve?
Oh, I like this even more.
So it's basically like the biggest things on the list are just dinner and brunch.
Okay, so I feel like you can.
Everything on the menu is like maybe minimum $40 minimum.
Oh, okay. Well, now I can get around that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where you make a couple friends. You know any other girls going on this trip?
Mm-hmm. There you go, Ken.
You see where I'm going?
It's a group.
Hey, but you know the girls. So
you're not the only one feeling this.
I'm telling you what I'm doing.
We're saying.
I'm sitting here like this. I'm looking at the menu and I'm going, hey, Jade, you want to split a salad?
This is where you call up the friend that whenever something happens, y'all just look at each other like this. You don't even have to say anything. You just look.
I like this.
You call up that friend and say, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I ain't spending $40, girl.
Exactly.
Or however it is you all talk to each other. That's my best impersonation.
Just that, girl. Have you looked at this menu? Because I am not the one. I am not going. How can we make this work? You and me, let's get together because I'm only trying to spend $400. That's how we're doing this.
I mean, Caesar salad, soup.
Yep.
I could stretch $400. You know, you don't want to go to brunch. How come you're not coming to brunch?
We're not ordering alcohol, unfortunately.
I got to get my TPS reports in. I had to leave work. I mean, come on.
Now, don't tell her to tell a lie now, Ken. Come on now.
See, I don't think that's lying. I think that is just socially we're just creating some harmony. I don't want to come to everything. Don't tell me you've skipped out on some invite. I bet you, Stacey, and I've invited you and Sam, and you gave me a little excuse at once or twice. You've never given me an excuse?
To you, Ken. I would never do that to you.
But you've done it before.
I've done it before.
All right, then. I think we could call that a little white lie that doesn't hurt anybody.
Oh, yeah. But I like the idea. Yeah, you get together with your other bestie, the other one of you that's not in the wedding, and y'all make it happen. Because guaranteed, stuff like this, we think, we're isolated. We think we're the only one. And I promise you, somebody else is feeling like you're feeling.
By the way, Serenity, since I'm so full of helpful tips on this call, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Well, how long do we have before we go on this trip?
It's next week.
Next week. Okay. I'm going to sell $200 or $300 worth of stuff around my house that I don't need.
No.
Yes.
I would never. The trip. I am not selling my stuff to go to your wedding.
That's
period.
I would.
Ken, you're trying to please too many people out here.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Serenity? Say it again.
I could side hustle the money.
then we make everybody happy, and we don't go backwards in our baby steps journey. Jade, you're too cheap. You got to be a friend.
No, man.
You got to be a friend. Got to go.
A $1,200 friend? I still got to get the gift, Kim.
$600 max.
I still got to get the gift.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Mary is with us. She's in Seattle. Hey, Mary, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How can we help?
Okay, so I was an idiot. I was in love with a man that convinced me to co-sign on a 2019 Jetta in the fall of 2021. I'm not in that relationship anymore. But anyway, last summer I convinced him to turn the vehicle back into the dealer, basically voluntarily repossess it. He could not pay the payment on time, and I was also helping him, and he made more than me. But anyway, so Volkswagen hasn't sold the vehicle yet at auction, but when it's sold, of course, me and him are going to be on the hook for whatever is left on the loan. Mm-hmm. So I want to know if there's anything I can do. He does have a settlement for a Harley that he got in an accident and wasn't his fault, and he's going to get compensated for that. I was also a co-signer on the Harley because I was stupid. But that bike has been paid off. He's just waiting for the settlement. I'm wondering, can I put a lien on a settlement, or what can I do? I have text messages from him saying that he will pay off the Jetta, but I don't trust that that's going to happen.
It sounds like that's a correct assessment to me. Where was that girl?
Yeah.
Oh, Mary, I'm so sorry. What a horrible mess.
Yeah, well,
what a sad way to learn a horrible lesson, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 60, and he was 43, so I had a little bit of the Cher complex going on or something there.
The Cher complex. You're great.
Yeah.
You're great.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much money do you have?
How much money do I have?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm on baby step one. I'm just starting out.
You don't have any money?
I don't have any money. I have $3,000 in credit card debt that I have consumer credit
What do you make?
$61,000 a year.
Okay. What was owed on the Jetta, do you know?
$29,000 and change.
Okay. All right. All right, let's just make up some numbers for a second, just to give you an example. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's pretend that Jetta, when he turned it in, was worth $20. On the repo lot, let's pretend that it sells for $12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It might get $15 for it. But we could say $9. Anyway, so let's say there's a $15,000 deficit when you're done.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they come to you as the co-signer, and they want $15,000. Well, the first thing you tell them is what you told me. I have no money.
Right.
I don't have any money. I got $3,000 in credit card debt, and I have zero cash saved, and I don't have any money. That's the first thing you tell them, which is also, by the way, the truth. And you can tell them where he is and where his Harley account is, and that he is getting a settlement, and that they should get the money from him.
Okay.
And help them get it from him. That's the best thing you can do. If that doesn't work, and you and I are both suspect it won't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the good news is you can usually settle a repossession deficit for somewhere around 10 to 20 cents on the dollar. And so if it's $15,000 owed, $1,500 to $3,000 will settle it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but if you get to that point, that means you're going to have gotten out of debt. You're going to have built up a little bit of an emergency fund of $5,000 or $10,000 or something. before they get around to bothering you with this. And then when they call and bother you, you say, okay, you go after him. And they say, well, we tried. And you say, well, you ought to try again because I got no money. And then they come back at you again. And you say, hey, just want to settle my part. I don't want to settle his part. So you can still go after him for more if you want, but I'll give you $1,500 for my part.
Mm-hmm.
And start working with him. And you'll have to jostle back and forth with him and argue with him some, but you probably will get it for $1,500 or $2,000, $3,000, and then let him leave his part there. Don't settle the whole debt. Say, I want the portion, but I need in writing from you that the portion of my name is settled in full. That I owe nothing. That I owe nothing else, and you can go after him for whatever you want.
Right. Perfect. Okay, that's a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, you're in better shape. It's not going to kill you here, but you do have to go ahead and get the rest of your money straightened up.
Yeah, and then you just have the $3,000 in credit card debt. Is there anything else?
I own a house with my ex-husband, and we both pay half of the mortgage on it, and it's probably worth about $800,000 here in Seattle, but we owe like $170,000.
Who lives in it?
Myself, my two sons, and there's a mother-in-law apartment, so the ex lives there too. But we're not together or anything.
Oof.
We just, we get along. It works for us, and that was my choice many years ago when we divorced. So.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, then, you've got that asset. You don't want them attaching that asset, so you do want to settle this.
Right.
So you do need to get the rest of your stuff under control, so you got a little cash built up, war chest before the war comes.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Perfect.
Well, we're usually talking to a 24-year-old that did something like this, but you can still give anybody that's dating someone the same warning: never co-sign for someone that never buy anything on debt in any way, or even co-own something with someone you're not married to. Would you testify to that, Miss Mary?
I will preach it to the mountains. Absolutely. I will never do that. And it doesn't matter how good looking you are and how good looking he is, and how much of a share complex you want to have. It's not worth it.
Wow.
That's a great testimony.
That's very good. You did a good job, Mary. We're proud of you. You'll be okay. If you need more help, we're here to help you, okay?
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
What's your old quote, Dave? Testimony's a wonderful thing to have.
Getting one's a pain in the butt.
Yep. That's what Mary just experienced with her share complex.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, she's great.
That was a fun way to end.
Great. But the whole co-signing thing, man.
Ugh.
Dangerous stuff, obviously.
There's proof.
Dangerous stuff.
If you needed it.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Tim is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hey, Tim, how are you?
Not too bad, Dave. Yourself?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have been recently divorced, and through that, I was able to become debt-free through your program.
Cool.
With the one exception of I screwed up prior to listening to you and co-signed a student loan for my second son, who has now not paid the student loan, and I just found out from Wells Fargo that they have written it off. And I owe $53,642.48. I don't know the best way to do it.
Well, is it a federally insured student loan?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's a Sally Mae loan then. Okay. All right. Well, the problem is when you co-sign something, it means also sign. And and if the person that is the primary doesn't pay, you're liable. And so you're 100% liable for this is the problem. And I assume he's going to do nothing. That's the plan for him?
Right now, I don't believe he can.
Okay. And what do you make a year?
$60,000.
Okay. And I'm guessing you don't have $53,000 laying around, right?
I do not. They offered a settlement of $34,861.11.
Really?
I don't have that sitting around unless I draw it out of a retirement fund.
Really?
Which I've already given half of that away to my wife, ex-wife. So
okay, there's something wrong because you're not going to get a settlement offer that low on a Sallie Mae government-insured loan. This is not a Sallie Mae loan.
okay.
This must be
through Wells Fargo. That's all I know. Student loan.
Yeah, it must be a private student loan.
Okay.
What kind of school did he go to?
He went to it was Full Sail University down in Orlando, Florida, for computer animation.
Yeah.
Or he went for computer.
Yeah, he didn't get a Sallie Mae loan. Is that school still open?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the ability to borrow it anywhere else? Because I mean, you're getting a deep discount here to get rid of this thing, and if you could put together even $25,000, I'd offer him that. I mean, do you own a home you can get a second mortgage on?
No, that's what I sold and got out of debt. So I rent right now, and with this on my credit, I'd have to find a friend or family.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
No, don't want to do it to anyone.
Okay, how much is in the 401k?
I think I've got about 80,000 left.
Yeah. Here's the problem. You pull money out of that 401k, you're in a 25% tax bracket. You're going to get hit with 25% plus 10% penalty, 35%, and they're not discounting it that far. Or they're discounting it about that far, actually. But, so what I would do is one of two things. First thing I'd probably do is just tell them I can't pay you anything.
Okay.
It's bad credit. It's bad on your credit. It's just sitting there. And then I would get about the business of piling up cash as fast as you can pile it up. Because if you wave $20,000 or $25,000 cash in front of their nose, they're probably going to take it. But it's going to take you like, a year of beans and rice to put that together, right?
Right.
And that'll get rid of the loan completely. It'll be completely gone at that point. And for your son and for you. So, that would be a way to do it. But it's not going to make mathematical sense to cash out the 401k to do this.
Okay.
So the only place I hear for you to make money is income. And, how much does your son make a year?
He's trying to be self-employed. I think that's the biggest issue. From what I've gathered from him is he's got enough to pay his rent and pay his electric and food.
So he's single?
He's single.
How old is he?
He's 27, and him and I are going to have a big discussion on getting his butt out and working.
Yeah.
Because he's going to pay me back, but he's going to also help me get this thing taken care of.
Exactly. I think you pile up as much cash between the two of you as quickly as you can. And again, I'm thinking if you wave 50 cents on the dollar, $25,000 under their nose, they're going to take it because I'm thinking they don't figure they're going to get money. They figure this is gone, and you're just settling. Basically, this is, regardless of what kind of a loan it was originally, it's basically a large, unsecured personal loan that the two of you have signed. And that's the way Wells Fargo is looking at it. And so they're running the numbers going, this 27-year-old, this self-employed, is not going to pay us. This recently divorced guy making $60,000 is not going to pay us. We're up a creek. That's what their numbers are telling them.
Okay, and before I do anything again, get everything in writing that they agree to it, correct?
Always. Okay. And so, but I'm going to make them some kind of a cash offer that I throw, because I've thrown some money in a pile and able to do that in the next year or so between you and your son, and the two of you lock arms and say, okay, we have a mutual problem here that we're going to mutually jump on and solve. And that's how I would do it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.
We have Luke in Denver. Hey, Luke, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help?
I got a multiple two-part question. I co-own a house with two high school buddies of mine, and I recently decided I wanted to leave for a couple of reasons. One is I'm not really feeling comfortable in the partnership anymore. I feel like they're taking advantage of the property, and I'm feeling a bit taken advantage of. And the other is I would love to use the money for a new house for my wife and son. So I've asked to be bought out, and they're kind of refusing to, and they're refusing to sell as well.
What is the did y'all open an LLC or just somebody's?
Yes, yeah, we have
Okay.
We have an LLC.
Why don't they want you to buy out?
I think they're a bit nervous to get a loan right now with the interest rates. But I feel like I'm asking a fair price. We got the house appraised. It came in at $800. We owe $440 on it. So I'm asking a third of the equity, which is $120, and they're offering me $80. So I guess my question is is that price fair to ask? Are there any other fees I should consider? Or
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay. Is this your first deal that you tried to make? Like you and your buddies had an idea, let's do this, and is this your first one of these?
It was a handshake deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you learn your lesson, Luke?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And for everyone listening who's like, ooh, the real estate game, I can get in, and me and two friends, yeah, we're going to get this house, and it's going to be awesome. Luke, tell everyone why they shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, they're still my friends, I like to think, but it's definitely changed everything.
Changes the relationship.
Hey, and the way you said it, I want people to hear. I want to get out of this thing so that I can buy my wife and kid a home. Talk about putting the cart before the horse, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to upgrade, help just be there for my family. So.
Sorry, we're not trying to just dig you in the ground, Luke, but
we get this so often.
It's the reality, and it's why we always say do not go into a deal, especially with debt, with friends and family, because now you're stuck. I mean, what do we think is a fair price? We could say that,
yeah,
Luke,
I don't know. Yeah,
but I mean, at the end of the day, they have to be the ones to decide, right? I mean, it's not split three ways. You don't legally get to leave until you guys all decide on something. And so
if I'm you offered 120, they counter offered 80. Take the math off the table and what you think fair market value is, and this everyone's coming up with their own numbers. Your goal now is you just want to get out with some dignity. So say, let's just settle at 100 and let's shake hands and let's be done with this thing.
Yep.
And if they say no, forget you. You can. It's been a few years since I sat with a real estate attorney, but you can go have a judge dissolve the LLC and force the sale and then split it that way. And that's a nuclear option. Okay. They can't just hold you hostage. I think, that would be for you to talk to a lawyer, though. All right? I'm not in a position to give you legal advice, but my understanding is, if I remember correctly, you can ask a judge to dissolve it. All that to say is, dude, if they're going to offer you 80 and at the end of the day, it's on equity, it's imaginary money, right? It doesn't truly exist. You haven't lost anything. Take your 80 grand and walk away. Okay?
Cool.
And I know it's frustrating. You took it on the chin. It's going to be, Dave calls it stupid tax. I wouldn't call it that. I would just say you learned your lesson, man. It cost you some money. And the next time you're not going to make the same mistake, okay?
Yeah. It's a little bit of loss there versus what you were saying with the equity. But just to get out of the deal, Luke, honestly, you'll sleep better at night.
Yep.
And hopefully it doesn't ruin the friendship either, right?
Well, but let's say this, though. If his friends are trying to rip him off or they're mad at him or whatever.
Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, I just like having a bunch of friends, so
I do too.
But it's true. Yeah. I mean, but I wonder what their reasoning is. What's the thing that
you said you were in this for a decade, man.
Yeah.
We're doing everything we always
did.
You're
losing your work. I mean, it's just it's messy,
just gets
messy all the way
and
around.
then you get married, you have a kid, all of a sudden your priorities change.
Life goes on. Yes.
That's right.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I've been listening to the show for a whole month, and this is my first month doing a budget. I saved up my emergency fund, yes. And now I am trying to attack my debt. But I have about $9,000 sitting in collections and $10,000 in active student loan debt. This morning I got a call from a debit card collector. It's $6,000, and he was threatening to sue me. And like I said, I've been listening to the show, but I don't know if what I did was right. I just listened to an episode of Dave Ramsey telling them that, I'm going to file bankruptcy, leave me alone. And that's what I did. I was like, my financial advisor told me that I might file bankruptcy. So if I do, you'll get the call. Remove me off your call list. And I hung up, but I'm really scared. I don't know if that was the right thing to do.
Good for you.
Yes, good for you.
I love it. My financial advisor.
She was like, I'm going to file bankruptcy.
That's
and then
great.
hung it up. Good for you.
Yeah.
I've
All
never
right,
even
Jade,
met
coach
a
her up on
financial
this.
advisor.
Coach her up. Now you got another financial advisor. All right, Jade, she's a little scared, and I understand because some punk with a credit card collection agency called her up and played the script. Talk her through it, Coach.
All right, you did the right thing. What you essentially told them is, I don't have the money that you're asking for, and I'm broke. And so if you think you're going to get that money from me, you're wrong. That's essentially what you told them, right? So now you're causing them to sweat a little bit, and you're basically saying, yeah, if you're going to sue me. And credit card companies do sometimes sue you, but it takes a long time to get to that step. So let's talk about where you are now and where we're going to prioritize this, because the $9,000 in collection, I would say, if that's your smallest debt, then that's what we're going to tackle first. And that's just us making a deal, right?
Yeah.
So how much cash do you have?
Hey, George here in the control booth, and I bet you're wondering what they're going to say next. Get out of debt, sell the horse, yada, yada, yada. The advice may be predictable, but the internet is anything but. You see, your personal info is out there, up for grabs by shady companies ready to add more scam and spam to your life. And that's why I use Delete Me. Delete Me will scrub your data from all of these sites so that you can focus on The Ramsey Show instead of who's buying and selling your info. And Ramsey fans get 20% off at joindeleteme.com/Ramsey or by using the link in the description below. So go take control of your privacy as soon as this call is over.
So how much cash do you have?
So right now, my budget is putting me at a surplus of $261 a month.
Okay, great. And there's no other savings anywhere else, right?
Well, yes, I have the baby step one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, beyond that. Okay, so you've got baby step one. That's good. I just want to check, the only debt is the $9,000 of collection and the $10,000 of student loans?
That's correct. And I actually paid yesterday $445 of the $9,000 in collections through a money order, and I did the tracking. Also, I listened to that advice from your show, but I don't know if I did that right.
Okay.
I sent a money order out to them.
That's great that you did that. I would stop doing that because at this point, I would stack up money so that you can make them an offer. Right? So they'll see, hey, you're not getting this money because I'm broke. And the next time I talk to you, it's going to be when I have $5,000. And I'm going to say, this is the only, you've been blowing me up and blowing me up and blowing me up. This is the only money I have. And you're going to make a deal with me because this debt is, 8 years old. And this is all I have. And so we're going to set up a payment and a plan that this $5,000 is going to make this paid in full today. And you're going to send me it in writing. And that's how we're going to do this. Does that make sense?
Okay, yes. So you're saying it's okay to settle, not pay in full?
Yes. That is what you do with debt and collection. You settle it because they've already sold it off. They've already sold it off for pennies on the dollar. They're never going to get the fullness of what this debt was. And so whatever they get now is just ice cream on top of a not very good brownie.
Oh, man. All of a sudden, I am hungry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Wow, it's true. Yeah, so, I mean, Mary, you're not a bad guy here, right?
You're just sticking up for yourself.
Yeah, you're just doing the thing, and now you... And you got to deal with all the negative emotions that come with this, but on the other side of this, you're free because you're already making great progress, only having been dialed in for a month, right?
Right. Yes, I am trying to be, and I've never spoken to anybody like that on the phone, so I was terrified after.
I love it. It got your blood pumping.
Yeah, Mary is probably a very sweet, kind, precious person, and she was like, "Who is this person?" And it freaked you out a little bit.
Yes, it did.
But didn't it feel good a little bit?
Yes, it did. It actually did because after I said remove my phone number, I don't know, something broke in the spirit, I believe. And I'm like, if another debt collector calls me right now, I'm going to do the same.
Come on.
This is great.
This is excellent.
Mary, you're my favorite person on the show today. Don't tell any of the other callers that, but that is my favorite line.
Something broke in the spirit, she said.
Yeah, that's really good. Well, hang in there, kiddo. What can we give her? What can we do for her? Let's give her something.
Let's make sure she's got. Do you have Every Dollar, Mary?
No, I don't.
All right, we're going to give you the premium version of Every Dollar, and Every Dollar is better than ever, and it's continuing to get better than ever. So we'll make sure that you get that for free. And let's give her, hey, what are you making every month? Because you said you only have $261 in margin. So what are you making? And that'll inform my next free giveaway.
Oh.
I'm making $2,040 a month.
All right.
What do you do for a living?
So I just started my own nutrition consultant and meal prep business, which is what I went to school for and got the loan for.
Wow.
So each week I have clients and then I meal prep for them.
Wow. What a cool business. That's right up my alley. Okay, we're going to give you Build a Business You Love. That's Dave Ramsey's new book on how to build a business from scratch, which is essentially what you're doing.
And I'm going to throw in, since this is so fun, like I'm sitting next to Jade Claus over here.
That's what they call me.
That's what they call me. How about proximity principle, which is a fun little concept. It's one of my books about just the right people in the right places. And I think along with Dave's book on building a great business, the idea of making great connections, being around the right people in the right place is going to lead you to some tremendous opportunities. You grow your business because you are a small business whoa man. Watch out.
Love that.
Mary is coming after you. So hang on the line. We want to give that to you because you're welcome to the club.
So proud of you, Mary.
Yeah, so fun. Okay.
She let the roar out.
She did, and I want to come back to you on that. When you hear that, translate that to other people who are in a very similar situation as her. Analyze what happened there and what do they need to take away from that?
I think the takeaway, that's such a good question, Ken. I think the takeaway is sometimes we limit ourselves and we kind of think, when we talk about this thing of getting out of debt and we're giving all of these pieces of advice and you should do this and do this and do this, it feels overwhelming. I can't do something like that. I don't have that inside of me. Mm-hmm. And I think what Mary tapped into is she does have it inside of her. And I say all the time that you're capable of far more than you ever thought possible. Yeah. You really, really are. You just have to nudge it. And when you do, Ken, when you just get the right in there, you can't take it back. Yeah. She tapped into a piece of herself. She's never going to be able to go back to the old Mary because now
I agree.
She's like, I don't let people walk all over me anymore.
I got a Katy Perry song in my head when you started talking. I got the eye of the
tiger of fire. Yeah, that's good.
Dancing through the fire.
Man,
that's the
Mary
song.
Roar.
I got goosebumps because we heard Mary roar.
That's right.
And I thought that was great. Mary, keep on roaring out there. Hang on the line. We got some freebies, all courtesy of Jade Claus.
Ho, ho, ho.
Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I'm a widow. I'm 66. I have a small business that's kind of struggling. Recently had heart surgery, et cetera, no kids, no family, 2 dogs. Wow. 2 dogs, live on Social Security and some from my business and credit cards. I managed to get into a situation. I borrowed money from a personal loan, an online personal loan company, nationally advertised, all that kind of good stuff. Went through the whole process because I wanted to pay off some debt, to get rid of my credit cards and to invest in a vehicle for my mobile salon, and managed to find out that the interest rate is somewhere around 48%.
Oh my goodness!
And it's front loaded. I mean, I heard the 48%, but I thought that's no big deal because I'm going to pay this off like very quickly, and so I didn't pay attention enough to hear that it's front loaded. So the amount of money that I borrowed.
Most of your payments are going to interest, essentially, not touching the principal.
Absolutely.
How much was the loan for?
It's half and half is what it is. I ran a thing this morning It's
How
about
much-
half and half. It's going to principal.
How much was
other
the
half
loan?
is funded. For $29,000.
And how soon were you planning to pay that off when you just stared 48% and went, no big deal? How quickly were you planning to pay that off? Those were your words.
Within a year. Within a year.
So you were okay with a 48% for a year? I've never heard anybody say that before.
That's an extra $15,000 in interest alone.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm kind of ridiculously stupid at this particular point.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not here to bash you. I'm trying to understand the desperation that led you to this.
Yeah, that's what Is this for your business?
Yes.
What's your business?
It was. It's dog grooming.
Why did you need Why did you need $29,000 for a dog grooming business that's struggling?
To go into the next phase, and excuse me, didn't expect that. It's going into a mobile situation, a mobile grooming situation with a very specified market that nobody's really tapping into at this point. And
what is the market?
Well, I don't really want to say it out loud on.
Oh, okay.
Competition.
Gotcha. Okay.
You don't want to give away your Shark Tank idea here. Okay. Well, I hire mobile groomers, so I'm just curious because I pay these people and I understand how the business works.
And I've used a mobile groomer as well. So, but this was a.
The concept was a little bit different. It's a larger grooming situation where you have two people inside, and then we're situated in an area, a contracted area that we would be there for 3 or 4 days, and we would
Gotcha.
You kind of park up, set up shop.
So the only reason we're digging
it's
is
like a pop up.
Got it. But the only reason we're digging on this is we're trying to figure out how we help you get out of it. So the question is, was the $29,000 for like a van or some type of vehicle,
or was it just the equipment,
or was it just other stuff?
It was part of
You're breaking up on us, Karen.
And then I'm sorry. It was part for the vehicle, and then the other part for the conversion of the vehicle to the unit that I was trying to achieve.
How much could you sell this thing for to someone else who does mobile grooming?
I believe an easy 45,000.
And what's your total debt that you owe? Everything but the mortgage.
On the vehicle?
No, just everything. All your
Because you said you had other debt and you took out this debt to try to pay off some other debt. So what is your total debt load right now?
Okay, total debt load with the thing that I took out before is about 31,000. Then I have $8,000 on Amex and about 8,000 on Citibank, and that's it as far as what I owe. And 4,000 on the RV that I bought to live in.
So you're living in an RV right now?
Yes, that's correct. I had a plan originally.
We all have a plan until life punches us in the face.
So how if we were to sell this, can you sustain yourself on just regular pet grooming, or do you have to be mobile?
It's part of to continue on with the mobile business just because of the culture of employees and such since COVID. I have a standalone. I mean, I have a stick and mortar business also, but I was going to keep it in a small sense.
Is that
so
profitable?
That we still maintain.
Is the brick and mortar business profitable?
Right now, no.
So here's what it sounds like. You're jumping from unprofitable to unprofitable to unprofitable, hoping to strike gold at some point.
Yeah.
And instead, you just keep digging a hole by maxing out these cards and jumping to another piece of debt to try to cover the other debt. And so we're trying to stop you from playing the shell game. And number one, create a profitable business, and two, get out of debt. And that might mean a clean slate where you get rid of this mobile grooming truck, you sell it, sell the RV, you rent for a while, get rid of all your debt, create a foundation, and then start slow and with cash.
Yeah, and to that end, Karen, we're trying to solve for you here. Could you make similar money just grooming for somebody else? Just somebody else who's got a business and they're looking for a solid person like you. You're not going to flake on them. You've got the skill set. Can you make the same amount of money working for somebody else as a groomer?
If I was able to work full time and work as hard as I used to, yes. Like I mentioned before I'm 66, and I had.
Sure. Well, what are you making from this?
And a stent.
What is your yearly income from all of this after all of your expenses?
Barely anything, because everything I have goes.
That's what I'm saying. You could go work a retail job and not break your back doing this, and instead get out of this completely.
And what about 20 hours? Like, just work part-time. They need groomers. You're a dream for somebody.
I'm trying to find one.
I know, but Karen, listen. We want you to sell all this stuff, and you got Social Security coming in, work 20, 30 hours, do whatever you can, but selling the RV and selling this van gets a whole lot of money. I don't have
the van yet. That's why I borrowed the money to...
So where's the money right now?
Well, I was afraid to spend it once I figured out how much it was going to cost me, so I've kept it and just let it pay itself.
Wait, so
sitting in a bank.
Can you just go ahead and pay off the loan then?
I could, but it would take pretty much everything
Good.
that I had.
It better than paying $15,000 in interest that you don't have.
Yes, Karen, this is get out of jail here. This is get out of jail.
I thought the damage was done and you already bought the van and did the renovations, but if you have the money sitting there.
No, it's not even there yet.
Hit the rewind button.
The bank gave you $31,000 at 48% interest.
That's it. Rewind this whole deal.
$31,000.
Do it. I'm sorry for the sound effects.
No, it's great, actually. I like that.
Really? Karen, hit the rewind button and get out of this deal. Go work for a local groomer who is going to be thrilled to have a 66-year-old experienced, non-flaky Gen Z groomer. And they're going to pay you well, and you get some breathing room. Am I right, George?
Absolutely. And what's the RV worth? You owe $4,000 on it. What could you sell it for?
No, I owe $40,000 on it.
Oh my goodness!
And what I could sell it for is about between 35 and 40.
Do it.
It's a 24.
Okay.
Do it.
Where the hell am I going to live?
Rent somewhere
over some old lady's garage, because she needs some companionship and she wants somebody who can. I'm telling you, where there's a will, there's a way.
What's your payment on the RV?
$441.
Okay, take your $441 that you'll save by getting rid of that, plus your Social Security, plus your part-time hours, and you can afford rent somewhere. You might need it, to.
There's some gold. I guarantee you, there's some golden girls in your community that would love to have a roommate. I mean, you gotta look, you gotta find it. You gotta happen to life, Karen. And we've been talking to a lady who life has been happening to her. You gotta flip the script here. We told you exactly what to do. This is doable, but you gotta do it. Change your life. This is The Ramsey Show.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.